This is Sound Off 60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Coaching staff was just like, you need to go through the same routine you were going through in the minor leagues. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Our skipper actually moved me up to the 2-hole in the order in the middle of that and said, hey, you're our guy, you're going to play, and we believe in you. And then got a few hits, started believing in myself.
Julio's coming back. Oh, forget it. Forget it. The game's over. Oh, Julio.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
It's officially a 60-minute show, but we will turn it into 3 hours before it's all
3.5 hours.
We're going to cram
at
all of
most.
that into Sound Off 60, which that's why we call it 1 hour. Welcome back, boys and girls. What a show.
Wow.
What a game. What games.
You know,
Alabama, Georgia, Saints in Carolina. We got a lot to cover, gentlemen.
I just can't hold it, but I'm going to just tease it, though. I'm going to have to come back and say how you and Scooter were wrong about a topic that we talked about early on in the year, and that's going to be the quarterback situation. But I won't bring it up now, but I got a lot to say on that.
I know you do.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. I know you do.
Save it for the third hour of the show.
I'll save it for then.
We'll never
Okay,
get to it,
okay,
of course.
okay then. All right.
Again, welcome back to Sound Off 60 from Jack Daniels at
Wow.
LaBerge Casino Resort. Let's jump around on some subject matter so everybody knows what we're going to cover. And of course, number one, because it just happened, and we're doing our show production 1 day late.
Yes.
Out of respect and honor.
Oh, we had to
of what
watch the
turned
game.
out to be a barn
I mean,
burner.
we had to watch the
Alabama,
game.
Georgia. Opening thoughts, Mr. Haas, Mr. College Football Boy.
If Alabama can't lose that game, when are they ever going to lose?
When are they ever? I like it.
I'll make mine
I
even
like it.
shorter. No brainer. Nick Saban will go down in history as the best collegiate coach ever.
That conversation was already over in my book.
Ever.
So it's definitely
It's
over.
definitely over now,
let
Scooter.
Me, let
ever.
me take the contrarian view on this. Yes, it was a great finish. It was an interesting call to put the red shirt, or not a true freshman, but boy, did Georgia help them along the way, and I think that's where you're going. Georgia helped them, and the referees helped Alabama.
But they helped
So
Georgia.
what else is
But they
Alabama?
helped. But they helped
The
Georgia.
calls helped
But they
Keep
helped
that in
Georgia
mind,
too.
In case anybody's wondering, just because it was 2 SEC teams, that was Big Ten.
Big Ten.
Yes. Yes.
Their
But
headquarters are not in Birmingham.
No, but they need to go back to school.
Would you and Scooter make that call as being out, or was he in with the touchdown pass?
I didn't think you could overturn it. They can't catch Alabama holding him better than SEC officials
wow.
can.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently not.
All right, leave it alone
And
then,
there
Scooter.
were a couple of chintzy defensive holding calls. But I didn't think the officials played a big role.
Oh, you're wrong. And
They-
we'll get into
they had
that.
some
All right.
calls that-
But
that-
the
that-
decision. But the decision. Now, when Jalen Hurts was left on the sideline, and I'm going to call him Tao T because I
cannot pronounce
I
his
don't
last
have
name.
enough time to get the
Tioga
name. Can you get the name?
Baoga.
Huh?
We'll just call him
Tao.
Tay, what? Yeah.
I knew he was a 5-star. I knew he was
didn't
the
know he
best
was
in
that.
the country. I didn't know what they had, but they knew what they
I mean,
had.
the
So
question is, why hadn't he played?
Why didn't he play
before?
more than that,
they
Scooter?
didn't need him, right?
Well,
Jalen
They
Hurts,
won
25 and 2.
They won
Scooter.
every game but one.
Did you
apparently
need to
they
put him
might
in?
could have used him against Auburn.
Maybe.
But the thing is, guys, that gets me is that y'all don't realize how smart of a coach Nick is.
Oh,
You
yes,
know,
I do.
a lot of coaches are afraid to do what we've talked about before, and y'all gonna make me get on it about making a change, Rick. You had a pet peeve with Edlings. Coach O, I hope he took a page out of what happened last night as to when to pull the trigger on making a change. You can't always stay with it.
Please.
No.
Miles
you
Brennan
can't.
is no Tao T.
But Ricky,
He is
we didn't know
no-
how good this kid was, but Nick Saban said to himself, I think you can pull the trigger for us because we need it.
All right.
Jalen Hurts.
I'm not going to let you get bogged. I'm not going to let you get bogged down. But what?
25 and 2.
Yeah.
Settle down.
What
T.
coach would even think about pulling that kid?
Not Les Miles. He wouldn't
No.
even pull
That-
Jordan Jefferson.
That's my.
I was surprised, but after seeing him, and of course hindsight's 2020. Obviously he's been practicing. Obviously he's been practicing well. They knew he could complete passes better than Jalen Hurts.
and they weren't going anywhere.
Do you know what the underlying factor was that I think Nick thought about? Jalen Hurts throws to his right. Am I right? He's right-handed.
Yes, he is.
Tyro is left-handed.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
The defense practiced for 2 weeks. On
Good point.
a
Very good
right-handed
insight.
quarterback.
Maybe. All right. Let's put that aside. Saints in Carolina. You thought it was impossible, Mister. I get
did.
everything
To-
right
To
lately.
beat you 3 times, I did.
And they did.
Honestly did,
They
Rick.
sweep
did.
the Panthers. They
They
sweep
did.
the Panthers. And we got a lot of key lines for this show, but let me get it out here. 4th and 2. 4th and 2.
That's your
Late in
boy.
the game.
That's your boy, Rick.
What was Sean Payton
I don't know what
thinking?
Sean
What
was
was Drew
thinking, man.
Brees
I
thinking?
have no idea. Of course, they make it. Oh, gutsy call, gutsy call.
it's all good then.
They had no running game. So you knew the Saints were going to have to throw it.
Yeah.
And you know, you throw it short, you throw it medium, throw it long. Now throwing it long, getting it picked.
Yeah.
Fortuitous
You
that
had
he
a lot.
caught it. I mean, it was kind of a long punt.
Maybe he was having flashbacks to the week before where in a similar situation against Tampa Bay, they pinned Tampa Bay, at the 7-yard line?
Yeah.
And gave up a touchdown.
Yeah.
They win the game,
Yeah.
but oh my gosh, that was a
They
decision.
didn't give it to him. That's
And
for
if the
sure.
guy who's a veteran defensive back for Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
for Carolina, if he would have,
Just
his
bat it
instinct
down.
is to catch
Just-
the ball.
just
It
bat
would
it
have been
down.
an 18-yard. I mean,
20,
game
close to
is
20 yard, Rick.
changed.
It's been a 20-yard
I mean,
difference.
the Panthers are what
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Saints 48
Been a 20-yard
with no
difference, Rick.
timeouts, but about a minute 40 to play.
Just bat it down. I mean, it's reaction.
All right, well, they win the
When you're in
game.
that moment, it's tough, Rick.
Guys, Carolina was something like 3rd defense ranked against the rush.
Yeah.
So they're good against the rush. I didn't know they were going to be that good.
Yeah.
Well, but they sold out.
You're right.
They did.
They did.
They did.
You know, it's like package for Mr. Breeze.
Yes, here it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
talk about a gift.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
But he executed. And he's been executing his
I'm
entire
telling
career.
you,
But
I
boy,
don't
that
know. I
game
don't know
was
if you
something.
saw my column this
Yes,
morning,
I did.
But I'm telling you, that's one of Breeze's best games.
Might be going a little far there, Hobbs, but okay,
I'm
put it
telling
put
you,
it under
I'm not going to
consideration.
say that.
I mean-
I'm not going to go that far.
I mean, I don't think he threw a bad pass.
He well, except the pick, and
Well,
that
the
wasn't.
pick,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was perfect.
Well, you're right about that. It was a good throw. It was a bad decision, but he made
It was
his,
a bad call,
Yeah,
maybe,
bad call.
But he had nowhere to throw.
his accuracy is mind-boggling. It's
It
just
is.
uncanny, Kevin.
It is.
I think he's the
Uncanny.
most accurate
For him,
passer
for
in
him to
NFL
drop it
history.
in on some spots.
No, bar
that-
none.
It's unbelievable.
Bar none. Bar none.
It is.
All right, so we're going to preview the Saints and
still has
Vikings
to
later
get
on in the
his
show.
tiptoes to throw.
He does. He does have that
But
little
Rick,
head move.
say-
I got to look up
Yeah.
at the
No,
dome.
he's
And
getting up on his
he must have a
tiptoes.
mirror at the top of the dome to be able to see
To say
downfield. I
that,
don't
to
know.
say that Drew Brees played outstanding there toward the second half,
Yeah.
but you got to credit Michael Thomas.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't
yeah,
credit
yeah.
Michael Thomas. We're not
Well,
even talking
I'll
about
say
Brees.
that,
We're
and
not even talking about
Not just
Brees.
Thomas, but not only was Breeze all over his game, I don't think the Saints dropped anything they could have caught.
No.
Yeah.
What he had, 8 receivers?
Whereas the Panthers
Well,
did.
Yeah.
but-
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But let me tell you something. The Panthers, the tight end,
Yeah.
that who wouldn't want him?
Yeah, he's good.
Well,
Who
he's
wouldn't
been
want
But
that
good
guy?
what you're talking about is the number 12. I'll call him number 12. Clay for Carolina. He catches that ball in the end zone. We got a
Yeah.
different game
You're
early
right
in the
about
game.
that,
And then they
though.
come back,
You're
Carolina
right.
misses the field goal. All
You're
right,
right.
so we'll get more on the Saints and Panthers, but of course more on the Saints and Vikings, which is coming up Sunday,
coming
the
up.
late game. All right, so
That's gonna be a
there
tough
you
game,
have it.
Rick.
All right, coming
That'll
up
be a
later
tough
on
one.
in the show, we'll talk about the LSU coordinator circus. Call it what you will. That's my word. That's not yours. And you're the LSU
Yes.
guy. Aranda in Canada. Aranda stays. Canada
Yeah.
out. We'll also get on McNeese head football coach Lance Guidry.
Yeah.
Online reports had him in Tallahassee at Florida State over the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that and a whole
Yeah.
lot more. Alabama and Georgia. Oh, my
What a
gosh,
game,
could be
man.
The
What a
game of the
game.
playoff series coming back when we return to Jack Daniels at LeBaire. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LeBair's Casino Resort.
What makes the perfect holiday beer? More taste, only 96 calories. And maybe an ugly sweater. Happy holidays from Miller Lite.
We tell you, well, we tell you every week, not almost every week, every week. Big country stars, big country music right here on the big stage at Jack Daniels. Coming up Friday, it's Country Outcasts. And on Saturday, Matt Kimbrough on the stage at Jack Daniels for great live entertainment. And it just happens to be the best in country music around this part of Louisiana. All right, gentlemen, Alabama and Georgia. I picked Alabama. You picked Alabama. I thought it would be Alabama kind of running away late. This game started off with Georgia. I like Kirby Smart.
They opened it up.
Let's throw. I can't
Well,
run
that's
against
not
Alabama.
That's not unusual. A lot of teams will take that strategy against a really good defense.
Right.
Even if your bread and butter is
running,
running it, you've got to loosen them up to do it.
Yeah.
And I thought Georgia's game plan worked.
You did?
It did.
On
The
both
first two quarters, it did, Scooter.
That's what I'm saying.
It did.
If Georgia with that game plan and those athletes can't beat Alabama, then who is?
Let's fast forward, Kevin. In the second half, we'll go mid-third quarter. Did Smart maybe outthink himself and get a little too conservative? Should he have thrown more and maybe press it down a little bit? I mean, let's build this lead.
I think that the pressure they started to put on him in the second half, Alabama went in for halftime and they figured some things out. You saw a different Alabama team coming back.
New quarterback for one thing.
Yeah. But defense-wise, Rick,
Yeah.
they started putting the metal. I mean, they put it down on him, and he was having a hard time finding an open receiver and actually getting the ball off.
He lost his number one guy, wasn't he?
And let's,
He lost his big
And
6'4"
let's
receiver.
remember, how does Alabama normally win these games? How did they beat Clemson the week before? And everybody's going to yell, and Kirby Smart, it got too conservative. That's because every fan wants to holler, it got too conservative. But that's the way Alabama beats you. You get a turnover here, a pick six there, and it starts snowballing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I can understand why you're a little hesitant to go full bore on that defense.
But you see, the thing that Alabama does better than some teams, and you have to say that's contributed to Nick Saban. Guys, the way that Alabama's like a heavyweight fighter. I'm gonna make you make a mistake, and when you do, I'm gonna knock you out. That's what they wait on, Rick. Rick, they have enough patience, Rick, not to get frazzled like, oh, we have to score now. Right. Rick, they were so calm and like, Rick, this kid at quarterback, Tao, looking at his facial features, dude, I'm thinking he's a senior.
Well, he looks like he's 15. He's right out of high school.
But I'm saying, Rick, I'm thinking he's
very
a senior.
Poised. Very
poised,
composed. Very poised.
But when you look at it, Nick Saban, guys, y'all don't understand what he did to Georgia. He played mind games on Georgia when they thought that they could do something to him as a young. What quarterback, Rick, in the last possession of the game, look, a senior free safety, 2 free safeties off. This dude's a freshman, Rick.
Yeah, but it's
You
also
don't do
a bad
that.
sack he took. But
But it
One
gets
play
better.
before.
But wait,
One play
Scooter,
before.
it gets better. Look at what he did before and come back and throw that bullet to play. What
He
does
took
that
a
tell you
sack.
about this kid,
Yeah, he
man?
took
you're the defensive back. Everybody wants to blame that safety for not getting over.
He should have got over. You don't let that.
But I watched it again and again.
Look,
The cornerback,
but you got
let him come off the line free.
He did. He's got it.
He
He's
can't
got
let that guy
Scooter.
run free.
I agree, Scooter. I agree. He should have at least held him up a little bit to where he could have
gotta
slowed
at
the momentum
least
of him
make
going.
some
He had a
contact.
free release. But that safety, you know your job is to have that half.
Well,
you're in
because the
two.
cornerback,
You in two. You got that
If
half.
that's a 2-deep zone, okay?
It was a 2-deep zone. It was
Then
in.
the cornerback, clearly when you showed it from a different angle, he let the man go by him because he has the short flat, right?
Yes, he
He's
does. Rick.
covering
Yes, he
the
does.
middle
Anything
ground.
that crosses into him, he's got.
Second 26. They can give that up. You've got to bump that guy coming.
Oh, I got you there. I got you there. But you kind of, to your point, you kind of expect Alabama. It's second down.
But
maybe I'll opt to get 13 out of it and go third
They
and
didn't
12.
think he was going to go for it all.
Yeah,
Rick. They didn't.
But
let me tell
he
you.
got the safety to bite.
But you got to credit Nick Saban and him. They put 4 verticals as a defensive back. Dude, if you're trying to cover 4 verticals, dude, you got 2 people. One person's got to cover 2 people. Now, what if he throw it vertical right up the middle? That's you.
Well,
Rick, that safety was in a bind.
But they had
honestly.
They had 5 defensive backs.
Yeah,
They
but
were
Rick,
in
you only
nickel.
got 2 guys that's deep, Rick.
Yeah, I know, but you
got
got to watch
the other
the
5
short
that's going
field
to be underneath
too.
the
I
short zone.
understand that. I
So,
understand.
Rick, you got 2 guys once they leave to cover 4 guys.
Yeah.
Look, man.
All right, you're jumping ahead. Now that we're on it, let's go there, okay?
That's tough.
The freshman quarterback takes what a great quote by Saban. Great quote. He would not have been, I'm paraphrasing,
If he
he
would've
would
got
not
to
have been able to throw the pass if I could have got to him, because he would have strangled the kid.
Yeah, he would have.
He was joking, obviously.
Yeah, he would.
So he doesn't
said-
get to him, and the kid is able to make the very next play.
Yeah.
But what's so impressive is he's a freshman. He's out of high school. He's a 5-star, I know. But it was the perfect pass.
was.
He
was,
throws
eh?
a great
It
ball,
was.
doesn't he?
If you
Miles
notice-
Brennan does
He
not
can
throw a
run.
great
No.
ball yet.
All
He
of-
throws a great ball.
All of his passes, guys, if y'all know and look at it, was to the left side, was going into left side coverage.
Not all. I
All
mean,
of 'em.
no, not all of them. No,
Think about it, Rick.
He made a
The
little
one,
swing
the little
pass.
quick
He made a
slant,
little swing pass early in the half.
slant that he threw, Rick, was going to the left side.
I was impressed
All
with.
passes
I
that
was
he threw was to
impressed
the left side.
with a little screen pass out into the flat. It was about a 10, 12 yard. Had to be perfect touch. They only gained like 5 yards on it, but he just showed his composure. I mean,
Rick,
just a perfect throw.
Who makes that pass with the second touchdown in the end zone between two defenders?
It wasn't to Ridley though.
Dude,
Let's debate that. Was it to Ridley or
Yes,
was it no?
yes.
I think it's going to 82.
If it was to 22,
no,
no, it was
going to
22.
82.
It was 22. It was the running back.
I'm
No,
kinda
if it was
with-
82.
I'm kinda-
If it
I'm kinda
was,
with Rick.
if
No,
it was,
no.
guess what, Rick? If it was pass interference.
No.
Because he was holding him. If it was, either way they win it.
It was
It's pass
again
interference.
a
I
lucky
thought it was
break.
going
A
to
lucky
Ridley,
break
though.
for
I thought it was going to
Alabama.
Ridley.
A
I
lucky
thought it
break
was.
for
They-
Alabama.
they-
Great play by
But
Ridley.
he saw him crossing, Rick. I think it was
It
going
was
to
to the
Ridley.
other guy. I'm
I think he
convinced of
saw
that.
him crossing, man.
convinced.
I don't
You
know.
with me?
I'm going to give it to
thinking
him.
it was just thrown up for grabs.
I'm going to give
Come on, I think it's the other guy.
I'm going to give it
Need
to
a
him.
little
I
love.
think
He's a
it was
freshman,
Ridley.
though. You never know.
I think it was Ridley, man. I think he was going
Holy
to Ridley.
smokes. All right.
Wow. What a heck of a pass, though,
Do you
man.
pull Jalen Hurts? You watch a lot of Alabama football. Do you pull Jalen Hurts?
Well, I mean, I was shocked, but I haven't.
Were you shocked?
But Saban has been around whatever his name is,
Yeah.
Look.
all year long.
Right.
So, I mean, and apparently it's been in the back of Saban's mind for a while. He's been grooming this
Right,
guy.
right.
Saban didn't do anything without planning.
No.
Look,
And so, I mean, you're asking me? Well, no, I wouldn't have. But I didn't know what
You
Saban
didn't know. You didn't know what
about
Saban
Tua.
knew about this
and
kid.
I was shocked. In fact, I was getting a kick
everybody was.
during halftime. A couple people on Twitter were calling bench hurts. Man, I was laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was laughing.
It's
Come back
where-
out the second half. There he is.
You got to know when, Rick, and that's the difference between Saban and other coaches. That's the difference.
But
Rick.
it's national championship.
But, Rick,
you're down
that's-
13 to nothing to
but-
Georgia.
But what's the old
A
saying,
good Georgia
Scooter?
team.
The one that takes you to the dance, you stay with them? Isn't that the old
Something
saying,
like
Scooter?
that. You're close.
Something
Apparently
like
it's
that.
not Saban
Go.
saying.
Yeah, apparently.
But
And
it's
Saban's
like
smarter than this whole table
it's like-
put
Yeah.
together.
Jalen 25-2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull you, son.
Yeah. But it's the defense winning a lot of those games. Kirby Smart after the game said, no doubt, we knew he was pulling him. So Saban kind of knew he was pulling him.
Yeah.
And they got to him. So
Yeah.
everybody knew, and the fans and the media thinking, oh my God,
he
I didn't
just-
want to
nothing-
overreact.
nothing just could go right.
I
He
didn't
was-
want to overreact,
he was
but I'm
having a
with
hard
you.
time.
I mean,
He was
Saban he's got a
He kept
plan,
him
and he
that
knows
long,
what
though,
he
but-
had.
yeah.
And Hurts, when he missed Ridley,
Yeah.
wide open.
Wide open.
You know,
That-
hindsight's
you kinda knew-
20/20.
you kinda knew
It's
something
like
was
if
up,
you
Rick.
can't complete that one,
Yeah, you
then
kinda knew
maybe it's
something
time
was
to
up.
go to the bench.
Yeah.
All right. The other side of the story is the reaction outside of the great play about this from this freshman, but the reaction and how Jalen Hurts.
Handled it.
I mean, come
Class
on.
act.
Oh, that was class.
Class.
come
Rick, let
on.
me
Yeah,
tell you something.
that was-
Most
that
kids
was
that
class.
young, I'm pouting.
You
I'm
know.
pouting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I do wonder, and I'm not taking it away from the kid, because he did. It was class. But the way Alabama leaves nothing to chance, at halftime, one of the assistants say, "Keep in mind those cameras gonna be on you all second half.
Yeah. No.
Scooter, you right.
You're gonna defy
Yeah, you're
The
right.
PR guy, the
Okay.
sports information guy,
No,
you
it'd
knew.
have been an assistant.
You
PR
knew.
guy wouldn't be
All right.
down
We'll
there.
take
You
a
knew
break.
he had to say that.
We'll take a break and we'll pivot,
You
but
knew
we've
that.
got to come back to
That's a good
Alabama,
point,
Georgia,
Scooter.
because there are a couple of other angles to this game
Yeah.
in regards to the quarterbacks, in regards to the drama on the bench of
Hey,
Alabama
48.
and how
Let's talk
they
about
kept their
48.
cool.
Let's
So
talk
we'll
about
take a
48.
short pause. We're coming back with more Tide and Dogs. Saints coming up. The Lance Guidry story coming up. LSU, Canada, Aranda. That circus in
Wow.
Baton Rouge. what's going on with Ed Orgeron? You want to take us to break with Roll Tide? Because you're a Saban.
No, don't put that on me.
Come on, man, do it. Roll
I love my
Tide.
Tigers. No,
We're coming back in about a
I love
minute
my
and a half.
Tigers.
Stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Check us out online at soundoff60tv.com.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
All right, we are back at Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino talking Tide and Dogs, Alabama and Georgia. Later on in the show, I'll pose the question, top 5 of all time, maybe. 2 games come to my mind later on in the show. One of the best finishes, one of the best games in college football history. We'll have some fun with that. Saints and Panthers, Saints and Vikings coming up, I promise, in the next segment. Because that's a huge story. That's bigger than Alabama, Georgia.
Can I bring up a topic?
Go ahead.
With Alabama, Georgia. Alabama played 18 freshmen.
Unbelievable.
Scooter, did you hear what I just
Their
said?
leading passer, rusher, and receiver were all true freshmen.
And Georgia did too. Yeah, I mean, are you saying in the game or was
No,
it Alabama?
just Alabama. Just Alabama.
Georgia
alone.
had a lot of them too.
Just Alabama
I mean,
alone.
Jake Fromm is a freshman.
They played 18 freshmen.
You want me to give you the really bad news?
Don't already know.
Oh, tell him
Don't.
because I'm about to throw it out.
Don't.
You know what it,
Don't,
you know what it
Scooter.
is?
Georgia's on LSU schedule.
Oh
next
no, that
year.
wasn't
No,
it. Yeah,
Miami is the first game,
yeah.
Scooter.
All right. I hope I have my
Jeez,
facts
Scooter.
right. Okay, it's been a long day.
Jeez, man.
But the way I'm hearing it, help me out, college football boy. Jake Fromm turned down Alabama.
Yeah.
Went to Georgia, allowing Te'o
Te'o.
to go to
go to
Alabama.
Alabama.
Did I get my facts right?
You did.
From
the first
recruiting
part-
No,
that's what was told last
I don't know
night.
if that's what got to there, but yes, that
Yes.
did happen.
I mean, come
He-
on.
he
Jake
saw where
Fromm,
Fromm went
yeah,
to
he
Georgia,
he
so
was a
it
highly
opened up
rated
him.
quarterback as
Him
well.
going.
And these guys, they all want to go to the NFL. They're
let
not
me-
going to sit there and sit on the bench.
Let me just say this, Scooter. You and I have been on LSU football a long time. Why can't those names end up at LSU? Tell me what we're doing wrong.
A lot
Scooter.
of them do. Well, quarterback? Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Scooter.
Speaking
Tell
of
me what we're
names,
doing
great
wrong.
I'm not going to let you whine. I'm not
just
going to let
saying.
you whine this
Tell
show.
me what we're doing
Hold
wrong,
on.
Scooter.
Devontae Smith,
Meet
Amy,
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Devontae Smith. Now, he didn't play all that much this year, I don't think.
But he
He's a
caught
friend.
the-
But he caught the winning touchdown.
game
I'm
winning
just saying.
Touchdown,
Amy,
Scooter.
Louisiana.
Amy, Louisiana.
And what is that, an hour from Baton Rouge?
Another true freshman.
If
Yeah,
that.
another true freshman. All right.
If Unbelievable.
All right. Nick Saban, 5 out of the last 9. 6.
Rick, who does
He
that?
catches Bear
Who does
Bryant.
that, Rick?
You buy
Seriously?
into post-game? I wasn't thinking about Bear
Dude,
Bryant.
whatever. Dude, what? He almost
know
started
him.
crying. Nick
You
almost
know
started
him.
crying.
He's got an
man.
ego.
Well, you
Big
know,
as
that's
big
what
as
I'm
Jack
saying.
Daniels.
Whatever.
No, for the first time after winning a championship, I caught Nick Saban smiling.
Yeah, and
Just a
almost
little
in
bit.
tears.
If he
Just a little
starts
bit.
enjoying these things,
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Everybody's in trouble.
Just a little bit,
Look, I
Scooter.
give him all the benefit of the doubt. I mean, he bleeds. I mean, it's 365, 24/7 with this guy. So no, I don't think he was in that right then and there thinking about tying Bear Bryant's
No.
record. It's about the team. It's about the
Bear
struggle because
Bryant.
this was a struggle this year. It really was.
No question. But I mean, the debate's over. He's the best coach of all time.
Yeah, it's
Sorry, Bear.
I get it. Yeah.
All of them.
I'm sorry, Bear.
And there'll be some old-time Bama
He's the-
fans might grumble at
and-
that even.
And
But the debate is over.
All right. Let's get back to the game and your statement that you always say that. And I always take the complete opposite view when you say the referees had no role in this. That block punt, gentlemen, that block punt, how do you miss Alabama's number 34 not moving? He was moving well before
Two
the
of them
snap.
moved, Rick.
And the man,
Two
the
of them
Georgia
moved.
defender, was not offside.
2 of them moved, Rick. On Bama's
Exactly.
side.
There was multiple
2 of them
guys
moved.
moving. How
Two
do
of
you
them.
miss this Big Ten refereeing crew? How do you miss Alabama linebacker Wilson shoving Fromm's head down? Clearly a personal foul right there in front of the side.
Number
referee
30 did it for Alabama,
How
the
do you
linebacker.
and that's big plays. That's a block punt. That's a first down deep in
that-
Alabama territory.
That was
Do you-
huge. The block punt.
Huge.
The block punt was.
Alabama got a lot of gifts to win this game, and the referees were a part of it. They were a part of it, Scooter. There was at least 4 calls. 4.
Yeah, sometimes you want.
I can't argue
you
that,
had this
Rick.
SEC versus SEC matchup. You didn't really have to use neutral officials. You could have used SEC officials. And nobody likes to hear this.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they want to bitch and blame
Yeah.
all LSU's troubles on officials. But SEC has the best officials. They do.
You would know.
Yeah.
You would
They
know.
do.
Yeah.
But boy, they blew some calls.
They missed a few. And I'm going to tell you what, some of the defensive backs and the wide receivers, some of those could have gone both ways.
Yeah.
Could have gone. So
The
I'm
pass
not real
interference,
bad about that.
You
Some of those could have gone
it's-
both ways. I'm not even going to.
The block punt, though. I mean, I'm thinking, wait a minute, 34 moved. Where's the flag? He moved. He clearly moved. And I mean, that's the ball. That's the ball to Georgia. And okay, I'm with you on the Kirby Smart and let me run the ball more. Sony Michel. Oh my gosh. I mean, you got a weapon like that.
Let me tell you something. Those 2 guys are good, man.
They are good, but Sony
Don't-
Michel,
man, they are good,
He's
bro.
the guy with the burst.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
he's the
are
guy with the
good,
burst.
man.
But all right,
But just to go back to the freshman, the pass that he
Which
threw
one?
to Ridley. The pass that he
which
threw
one?
To Tao.
Okay.
The pass that he threw to Ridley in the end zone. Rick, let me tell you something. You practice that, and people don't realize that. Did you see how high Ridley jumped, went up for it, when it looked like it was an interception, when he came down and the guy looked like he caught it, but he didn't have possession of it? Did you see how high that kid was? See, nobody looked at that. Did you see how high he was off the ground?
Is it Ridley or is it the other guy, Judy?
One of them. Judy or Ridley, one of them.
It was
one-
Judy, the other guy.
But
yeah.
did you see how high he got off?
No,
Rick?
that's
Rick,
athletic.
I mean, he
Athletic.
had it to catch if the guy doesn't grab his arm.
Yeah.
Dog, that stuff you practice.
Oh,
To
that's
throw
the
that-
pass interference you're talking. Okay, yeah.
To throw that against 3 defenders, man, and he almost caught it. Let me tell you something. Alabama's got a quarterback, dude. I don't think they're ready for it.
You've
Seriously.
been around college football a long time. Is this was it a perfect storm for all these freshmen to making impact?
Who plays
it's
that
not
many
only Georgia,
freshmen,
LA,
man?
and Alabama. There were other teams playing freshmen.
Yeah, but Rick,
A
not
lot.
this number of freshmen. 18.
I know. On this
18
stage
played.
for the national championship, it's mind-boggling. That's what
Dude,
elevates this
18
game. But
played
have
in a
you
big
ever
game like
seen
this?
it? LSU played a ton of them.
Yeah.
What's happening? Are high schools better?
Let me tell you something.
I mean,
These
I don't
kids,
know.
these kids are coming off. Scooter can tell you, all the other all-star games they have, Rick, now it's that they didn't have when I was.
Oh, so
I mean,
you're saying it's 365
I mean, you got
now.
the East-West, you got the Under Armour, you got the All-American. You got games that's featuring
Those
just
aren't
5-star,
games.
whatever
but
you
it's
want to call them.
365.
But
some
But
of
what I'm
these
saying, Rick,
top-notch players.
you're featuring 5-star guys against 5-star guys. It's not a 3-star against a 5-star. It's 5-star against 5-star.
I've
I
been
don't
to,
know what
I've been
that
to,
has
I've been to Honolulu twice. Watching the game, a buddy said, I'm thinking, who is this guy? Look at his stats. He threw for 12,000 yards. I said, it's in Hawaii. How many
Dude.
teams are in Hawaii? But apparently Mariota and Tao T.
Both went to the same high school.
I mean, there you go. I
They
mean,
both
they're,
went to the
they're
same high
that
school, man.
good, and Saban and the rest of the country knows about it.
How does Saban go to Hawaii and get this kid and our people at LSU doesn't know that he even exists?
Oh, I don't know about
We
that.
just said they were recruiting him.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, there you go.
But wouldn't you think he would have thought to come to LSU quicker than going to Bama? Think
No.
about it. Think
No.
about it. Think about it.
No.
Think about it. Why?
His
No.
playing chances wouldn't have been better at LSU
No.
than
All right.
Bama? I don't agree.
I don't agree. I go to LSU. If I got to choose between Bama and LSU.
The sun doesn't revolve
Yeah, really.
around
We're
LSU.
talking Tide and Dogs and then going back to the
Give me a
Tigers.
break,
I
Scooter,
appreciate
please.
your allegiance. All right, look.
Give me a break, Scooter.
This, again, Saban, 66, supercharged, got number 6, all these freshmen. I mean, this is an Alabama team. Everybody was thinking, okay, if Georgia wins, you know, we're going to turn over the SEC. No, not so quick.
Georgia's got the best
Oh,
recruiting class.
no, they're good.
They have the best
They're
recruiting class,
good,
Georgia.
but
They got it.
Alabama isn't going
I
anywhere.
would say Georgia's a little ahead of schedule, too.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh,
Kirby
God.
Smart, great coach, great recruiting class. All right, we're going to get back on this game
Wow.
later on in the show. Could it have been one of the best ever in college
My
football
book it
history?
was.
I don't think so, but we'll have fun
My
with that.
book it
Coming up
was.
next, it's the Saints and the Vikings Sunday at 4 for the NFC, for the right to go to the NFC Championship game. You ready?
That game's not in the dome, though.
Say roll Tide.
It's not in the dome.
in
Say
the
roll
dome.
Tide.
Go Tigers.
Ed Orgeron Jr.
It ain't
Ed
happening.
Orgeron Jr.
It's not
We're coming back.
happening, not today.
Jack Daniels, stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. The boys in the box will be right back.
What makes the perfect holiday beer? More taste, only 96 calories. And maybe an ugly sweater. Happy holidays from Miller Lite.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Welcome back to the show. We covered a lot of Alabama and Georgia. Let's get on the NFL. We know the matchups. The big one that concerns us is the New Orleans Saints at Minnesota. This one, gentlemen, scares me. I like that it's in a dome on a fast track, but this is a very, very good Minnesota defense. Now, they lost their top running back early. And remember, 29-19 to open the season. Saints on the road at Minnesota with an awful defense.
If I remember, that score is misleading, too.
Which score?
In what way?
The Saints
You're
in Minnesota?
right. You're right. You're right. And I'm agreeing with Hobbs. Sam Bradford was the quarterback way back when. It seems like 2 years ago.
Like it was way back when.
It's season over, and Bradford had, I'm serious, the game of his life.
He did.
He couldn't miss anything. He's not the quarterback anymore.
No.
It's Case Keenum.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, but
What does that? I don't think you can draw anything on the first game. I really don't.
I
Other than
really
Minnesota's
don't-
defense is very
I really
good.
don't either. Minnesota obviously is very good, but if you're going to base it on a 10-point loss in that first game of the year,
Right.
That was before this snap your fingers.
Yeah, resurgence,
Those
yeah.
first two games for the Saints this year, in my mind, don't even count
I agree.
when you're trying
agree.
to figure this team out.
Yeah.
Because that was a different team.
It was.
And I don't know what
Totally different defense.
snapped the fingers
I
after
don't
two
know.
games.
I don't know either. But Mike Zimmer is a defensive whiz.
Yeah.
That's his strength.
It is.
It is on a fast track. They're very good. Case Keenum is a very good, underappreciated kind of a quarterback. You know, not a big name, but
Yeah.
has done very, very well. Does the Breeze, 39-year-old Breeze, because he will be 39, and his experience, does it elevate the Saints? Because
I think-
from the offensive side, guys.
when
I mean, Case Keenum and Case Keenum and Drew Brees. Come on.
Well, the Saints have an edge at quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much does it elevate? Does it elevate enough to offset this Minnesota defense?
But the thing is, if Minnesota has a heck of a game on defense, that's going to limit Brees scoring. So Case Keenum doesn't have to throw that many touchdowns. to win it. Did you see my point?
Well,
now, this one gets better, Rick. Minnesota right now, when you look at secondary, they are way above Carolina secondary. They got the 5th best secondary in the league.
they do.
Breeze hadn't seen that for
Right.
quite some time.
Right.
I think Breeze has seen something like
Yeah.
that, though.
Something like that.
There's not much Breeze hasn't
But
seen.
but Scooter, when you got defensive backs that good,
I will
it
promise
changed.
you this.
It changed how you play, Scooter.
I bet the Vikings do not stack the box like the Panthers did
Yeah.
and let Drew Brees strafe you.
Right, right. I think they can. I think they can defend the run in more of a base defense, if you will. That's how good they are. They really, really are good. No, look.
Minnesota.
I'm not.
Let me just say for the record, Minnesota is way damn better than Carolina.
Well, I don't know.
pretty
Carolina's
good
defense was highly ranked. I mean, highly ranked.
Carolina
Maybe
has a
maybe
good
in the
defense.
interior, but Minnesota as a group,
Their
Rick,
secondary is very, very good.
Man,
Their
they are
secondary-
good,
Yeah,
boy, I'm
their
telling you,
secondary is
they're
very. Let's not forget. This is a New Orleans Saints team that won the South.
Yeah.
That has the best quarterback in the NFC, the best in the NFC.
You can't argue that.
And a defense
You
that's
can't.
playing very, very well with
You can't
Cam
argue
Jordan coming through with a late sack against Carolina late.
You cannot argue that.
This is a very motivated Saints team. Okay, at home I'd give Minnesota 3.5. Okay, they're at home.
about right.
All right,
They're at home.
and they're rested.
They're at home.
All
They
right?
are.
New Orleans has to get this running game though.
They have to.
I mean, 41 yards, and
yeah,
they still
but,
win.
But at what expense did Carolina do
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I mean, it was like Drew Brees was shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, really.
He was.
It's-
I mean, I'm sure the Saints would take that again. With the receivers they have and Drew Brees, sell out against the
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
Rick, they just
Drew Brees throw for 400.
They just have to be at their best, I think, to beat
I'm
Minnesota.
it's going
they
to take
have
an
to be
A-plus
at their
game.
best.
I'm going to back up a little bit. I told you, Mr. Guidry, that I like the Saints matchup against Carolina better than Atlanta, and I think I proved to be right.
Yeah,
Atlanta
yeah.
beat up the
Atlanta,
LA Rams.
yeah.
Beat them
You know,
up.
not really.
They
I've heard
beat
But
them
let me
up.
tell you-
They
people
beat
say
them
that.
up.
They got 2 turnovers on special teams
Look.
that were the key to that game.
Yeah, that helped a lot too, Rick. To be honest with you.
This
But
is
look,
an
let me say
Atlanta
this.
team that had this game under control early, and you know, look, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, okay, and again that defense at Deion Jones and that Atlanta defense, the matchup's better, so it proved they beat Carolina 3 times. That is, think about it.
But you know,
In
Rick,
the NFL,
when you
think
think
about
about
that.
it,
3 times
You know,
in 1
it's
year.
not as odd. The last 21 times it's happened, the team that won the first 2 games is 14-7.
Really?
Yeah, it
Okay.
surprised me too.
Yeah, that is
surprised me,
surprising.
too.
But the thing is, Rick, when you look at it, you have to credit. And everybody says Cam Newton just had a bad year.
Don't trust him.
Let me
I
let
just
me
don't
say
trust
this,
him.
though. Look at who he was throwing to. He lost his number 1 receiver.
You're
to-
right. He doesn't have
I mean,
much.
You know, so
He
it's-
doesn't have
He
much.
was on. You can see the frustration in his face.
Yeah.
Honestly, you
I
could.
mean, Clay misses that ball in the end zone. It's a different game. And this guy is just,
I
don't know.
give Cam a little credit too. We've gotten on him in the past, but he was fairly classy
he
after
was.
the game.
He
Yeah,
went up.
yeah.
He went up to Breeze and he hugged him and he was. He was.
How ironic we have to root for Atlanta. Atlanta beats Philly.
Yeah.
The Saints win. They come to the Dome for the NFC
Yeah.
Championship game.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Atlanta would get out of Los Angeles. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I thought the Rams at home, and now all of a sudden we got to root for the Birds? I mean, come on. Come on. All right. Do you give Atlanta that much of an edge? They're favored in Philadelphia
They are.
because of minus Carson Wentz.
They are. And I mean, Philly's. I go back to the defense, Rick. Philly defense. How do you beat that?
Yeah, they're very
How
good.
do you beat that, man?
They're-
You know, because I mean, they've got a heck of a defense. They've got a heck of a secondary. When you find teams that are this deep in the playoffs, Rick, there's 2 things that's a common denominator that they're gonna have on that team.
Yeah.
A hell of a defense.
All right. For the
hell of a
fans,
defense.
and they're out there. They're the fans of the AFC. Buffalo, Jacksonville, Leonard Fournette. Oh my gosh, that
Buffalo
put
is done.
football back 50
You know
years.
Buffalo
Hey,
is
you know,
done.
there-
Come
there-
on.
Football
there's
back
one
50
thing-
years.
Buffalo is done.
There's
Come on.
such a thing is watching 2 offenses have trouble against really good defenses.
Yeah.
Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Buffalo, Jacksonville was just, they're okay defenses, but those are bad offenses.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry.
Look, it was one time when Leonard Fournette ran like a delay draw or whatever. And when that free safety came up and hit him, Leonard said, "Dog, you got to be like that."
Yeah. he's quietly had a very good year.
Yeah, he has.
1,000+ yards.
Yeah, he had.
Because it's Jacksonville. I mean,
Yeah.
quietly had a very
But
strong
when
year,
that
Leonard
free
Fournette.
safety hit him, Rick, he just looked up at him and said, "Man, you got to be like that."
Tennessee,
It was
Andy
funny.
Reid, Alex Smith giving up 18-point lead.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I like
That's
Alex
crazy,
Smith,
man.
but, you know, it's going to turn over
I
to
like
Patrick
Andy
Mahomes.
Reid,
Yeah.
too.
I like Andy Reid. How do you give up?
How do you
They
do
just
that?
can't win for losing that
They
franchise.
can't, man.
They have lost
They
so
can't.
many home playoff
They can't.
games. So now on the
They can't.
AFC side, is that nothing can stop Pittsburgh and New England in the AFC? Nothing. Jacksonville, you know, Jacksonville in that defense. I know it's Blake Bortles.
How
Blake
they gonna
Bortles.
score?
I know, Blake Bortles. I mean,
How are
you
they
know,
going to score against either one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
So
agree.
there's the matchup. There's the matchup.
It's going to be good, though, Rick. It's going to be good, man. Wow.
We'll pause. We'll come back with Lance Guidry and McNeese.
Yeah.
His future with the Cowboys.
Wow.
Is he out hunting for jobs? In LSU, Ed Orgeron fires Matt Canada, or they part ways, however you want to put
How
it,
do
but
you-
they hold on to Orlando. We'll talk about that. Also on the list, John Gruden. Prove me wrong. I'm having a bad week
Man.
with predictions. John
John's
Gruden
gonna win
back
with
in the
Raiders.
NFL. We're
He's gonna
coming back
win
to
with the
Jack
black
Daniels.
and
Stay right there.
Silver. He's
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LeBear's Casino Resort, home of soundoff60. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
All right, welcome back to the show. Like I said, I'm having a bad week and a half with my predictions. I kind of said John Gruden, how do you pry him out of Monday Night Football broadcast booth? But he's going back to the NFL. More on that in the next segment, all right? Alabama, Georgia, one of the best games ever, maybe. That in the next segment. LSU. Matt Canada. Look, let me state this, all right? If coaches can't get along, if they just don't see eye to eye, philosophically, schematically, part ways.
but
But I'm worried.
But Rick,
You know, I'm not quite, I would have liked to have seen one more year.
I would have liked to seen another year.
Me too.
Of what mattered.
To develop
was intrigued
what's
with-
there.
You know, if you look at it, the numbers weren't really different than the previous year.
no.
Who was
It-
under
but-
who?
but
Steve
it-
Ensminger, right?
Steve Ensminger,
Yeah.
who apparently is going to be
Be the new
the odd
OC.
thing about that, I know Steve Ensminger, unlike most of the LSU assistants now, who you never get to talk to. I know Ensminger pretty well.
He's been there 60 years. It's
Yeah.
No,
He's
not
the-
at LSU.
No,
He's
no,
been everywhere.
you know
else.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's the tight end coach.
Yeah. Ensminger and I were actually in college together.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scooter, Jesus.
You're old.
Jeez, Scooter.
Yeah. But it does surprise me because when he took over as interim offensive coordinator for, pretty much as they favored Orgeron last year, helped Orgeron get the job. But I talked to him down in Orlando last year, not this year, last year. And he was adamant. He had no intention. He did not want to be a candidate to get the coordinator position full time. Now, what has changed his mind now? Maybe a little money. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Why would he want the job?
Huh?
Why wouldn't he want? Is he just
Rick, that's a
lucky,
tough job, Rick.
kind
That's
of-
a tough
well,
job, Rick.
I know, but he's been around
Your
the
time can
football
get-
a long, long time.
Rick,
He's-
your time
he's
can
an
get limited.
established coach.
Rick, when you have OCs, your time can get really limited quick.
Okay.
Rather than being
Well,
a
he
position coach.
basically, during those last 8 games of last year, when he was coordinator, he basically slept in the office. That's
He had a lot of work
that's
to do,
not a
though.
life for anybody.
No, that's
Yeah,
not.
right.
That's not.
But yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see a little more of Canada, but if they can't get along. along, they can't get along.
That's right. That's the way I look at it.
But didn't he ask for him to come there, Scooter?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
confused.
but he didn't really know him.
Yeah.
Now, he interviewed him,
Right.
but he didn't really know him.
Yeah.
And it was obvious from the beginning something wasn't right between them. They kind of smoothed it over to get through.
Wow.
The
Are you with me though? I'm not saying I'm worried about the
I'm
game
worried.
planning,
I'm worried.
but I would have liked to see
I'm
one
worried.
more year
Yeah,
because
I
I,
mean,
like the motion. I like what Canada was trying to do.
That tells me though that it's not as much a philosophical difference, although there was some
Yeah.
there. I think it's a personality
Okay.
conflict.
Hey.
I really do.
Hey, all right.
It-
Wow.
Texas A&M, they got more money than God apparently, so they're throwing money around and they go after once again the DC for LSU
They
and
did.
Dave Aranda,
They
and they
did.
made a run. How
They
close
did.
was this, Mr. Hobbs?
I would
How
guess.
close? It was close.
I would
Aranda.
guess that what LSU gave Aranda, they basically matched what
Easy.
A&M.
Easy,
'Cause I
Scooter.
think he would rather Aranda. From all I've heard, his family likes Baton Rouge.
Look.
He's got a good deal. He is
Good deal?
opposed to Canada.
look.
10 million,
He
4
is-
years.
He's the best.
He
He's the highest
is
paid.
opposed to Canada. He and Orgeron jive very
DC,
well.
he's the best, highest
together.
paid DC
So
there
I'm assuming LSU matched A&M.
Look.
Okay.
Let me
Go
say
ahead,
this.
Kevin.
Somebody did something smart for once at LSU. They kept him there for
Oh,
a reason.
well,
Yeah.
he
Okay,
had
you
LSU
believe what you
over a
want.
barrel.
Okay.
You believe what you
He
want.
had
They kept him there
LSU
for a
over
reason.
a barrel
Rick.
because they knew they were getting rid of Canada, and you
Could not afford it.
They could
Could
not
not afford
afford
to
to
lose.
lose
Yeah.
Aranda when
Both
your,
of 'em?
Your
No.
whole business
No.
model
No.
is having
Can't.
a fairly low-paid head coach by
Yeah,
SEC
yeah.
Very
standards
much.
to pay two rock star coordinators.
Yeah,
You're
you're
exactly
right.
I've
right,
talked
Scooter.
about it before.
Couldn't happen.
Does this set up Aranda as the heir apparent? Okay? 5 years, 6 years,
You think
3
he's-
years?
You think
I'm
they
talking
kept
heir
him?
apparent for head
You
coach.
think they kept him just because he's a good defensive
I
coordinator?
I don't know.
You believe that?
He's very, I've never seen the man speak. I mean, he's just,
I keep hearing that is not in his DNA, that he
Yeah.
is not driven to be a head coach. He is a football nerd
Yeah.
who wants to sit in his
I don't
little
know.
laboratory and
yeah, I know, but
dream
Scooter,
up his
come on.
defenses.
me
Everybody
tell you,
wants to
Scooter.
run a program, it seems like. Maybe I'm wrong, you know?
I keep
Pull the
hearing,
levers from the very top.
I always heard if LSU lost him, it would be to the challenge of being a NFL defensive coordinator.
Good point. Good point. All right.
Not a college
Yeah.
head coach.
Online reports, gridironnow.com has reported that McNeese head football coach Lance Guidry was in Tallahassee over the weekend talking to Willie Taggart, his former boss at Western Kentucky,
Now that-
about a possible job at Florida State.
Okay, I mean, that wouldn't make sense. I'll be honest, Steve. You caught me off guard on this, and I had
Yeah.
not heard that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Placed a call to Lance Guidry earlier today and a text asking if he wanted to answer some questions about
Yeah.
that, on or off the record. Have not heard back. Don't expect to hear back
No.
from Lance.
No. Not on that.
But the connection between Lance Guidry and Willie Taggart,
It's
so
pretty
when
close.
you talk to
Pretty
Lance
close.
over the years, he brings up Taggart's name.
A lot.
He learned a lot from him at
A lot.
Western Kentucky. And you know how this fraternity, you know well, we
lot.
all know, it's a fraternity.
It
it's
is,
who
Rick.
you know and
It
who you worked with, the trust factor, the ability to get along. And the other angle to this is they're going to be able to add a 10th coach. All big FBS schools can add a
In
10th
about a
coach
week,
Yes.
I think it is.
to the staff
Yes.
and pay whatever. Now, no, you cannot fault a Lance Guidry for wanting to talk. If Willie Taggart wanted to talk to him, I'm there. You can't fault him for that.
You can't, Rick.
I mean, the money that a Florida State can pay him would be double what he makes, and it's a Power 5, and it could be a word on with the Gridiron report is that Florida State, in quotation marks, my air quotation, has an opening for a cornerback defensive assistant. What's his specialty?
Defensive
backs. So interesting.
Very
We'll
interesting.
continue to
Very much.
probe Lance and see if he wants to go on the record.
Yeah.
And maybe there's nothing to it, and maybe it was just a nice visit to Tallahassee. What do you think?
We'll see.
Tallahassee in January?
We'll see. We
All
will
right.
see, Rick.
We'll see. All right.
We will see.
We'll
Hope
take
it's warmer than Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
January.
Tell me
will
about it.
see.
All right, we'll take a short pause. Come back to wrap it up with John Gruden and
Yes.
Alabama and Georgia, one of the best ever
Wow.
games. We'll see. We're coming back in about 2 minutes. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is brought to you by our friends at Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at La Berge Casino Resort. soundoff60 24/7 online at soundoff60tv.com.
For more taste, less calories, and half the carbs, there's only one light beer to grab. Miller Lite. Hold true.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
What makes the perfect holiday beer? More taste, only 96 calories. And maybe an ugly sweater. Happy holidays from Miller Lite.
All right, in the long list, I'll say semi-long list of Sarah's wrong over the last week and a half, I didn't think John Gruden can be pulled away from the Monday Night Football broadcast booth, away from this
We knew he was
job
going.
at ESPN.
We knew he was going.
He's now the new head coach of the Oakland Raiders.
Such a big story.
Because he's been out of coaching for what, 18 years?
A long time.
That's why.
9-10 years.
He's been out for a while.
10 years.
Well,
You love the dollars and cents. 10 years.
who gets
$100 million.
Who gets $100 million for 10 years? Dude!
To coach the Raiders, who well, I guess
Raiders who can't even afford a stadium.
Yeah,
May end up in Vegas. May end up in Vegas.
Who's going to end up in Vegas in, I guess, 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
Look, he's got a personality. He's got the name. He's got the knowledge. But he's been out of football for 9-10 years, Kevin.
10 years.
I mean, that's a long
10 years.
time
That's
to
a long
be
time.
out
I thought
of
it was
the
longer
game.
than that, but it's 10 years. That's a long time.
And he's 95 and 81 overall as a head coach between the Raiders and Bucks. It's not spectacular, but he did win a Super Bowl. He did win a Super
with the
Bowl.
Bucks, right?
With the Bucks.
With the Bucks, yes.
And his press conference today on Tuesday, man, it's love the Raiders, love Oakland,
That's it.
love the family.
That's it.
Never wanted to leave the silver and black. I mean, this guy is, I think it's great for the league. I think it's great for the Raiders. Derek Carr, he's an up-and-comer.
He is.
Yeah.
And he loves, and that's what he coaches, Rick. He
He's
coaches
a quarterback
quarterbacks.
whisperer.
He coaches quarterbacks, man.
Let me ask you this. If he hadn't become such a star, not just on Monday night.
No, Scooter's got a point, though.
But all those quarterbacks.
Scooter's got a point.
Yeah,
All those
Gruden
clinics.
quarterback
He
camps.
became, as much a celebrity
Yes,
as
he
a
did.
coach.
Yes.
Would
He
he
did.
be in that big a demand if he hadn't become
But you got a good point,
Ever since he
Scooter.
left, we lament this every year. Notre Dame, LSU, Tennessee, NFL job,
exactly.
NFL job. They all want him. Nobody's chasing Cower from CBS.
Oh, he's been seen house hunting at every college
It's-
town.
it's
in
just-
America.
Cower or
No,
Gruden? Yeah.
It's
all right.
just,
All right. He gets a
you
job.
knew he knew what he was talking about.
Oh,
just
all right.
just being on Monday night. You knew that.
NFL referees, these mixed crews, they got to go.
Rick, let me tell
They
you
got to
something.
go. Get the
Dude.
highest rated, graded.
You have to. And that's what you put out there.
I mean,
You put the
NFL
best crew out
refereeing.
there.
I did agree with that.
You put the
Or
best crew out
which
there.
crew
You
was
can't
it?
go with the crews that have coached together. You got to go with the
The
one.
Saturday game had the awful game. It was one of the Saturday games.
The calls have been atrocious.
Including right at the end when the Kansas City game.
Oh yes.
When they
Well-
whistled the 2-point play down.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would have put the Chiefs ahead.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Mind-boggling. All right.
Well, the other one that got me where New York had to call and stop the game and said, you got to take 10 seconds off the clock.
yes. Yeah.
yeah.
How do you forget that,
How do you
Scooter?
forget to run 10 seconds? That's a rule. It's
Scooter!
I mean, come
How do you
on with the
forget?
rule book
New
already.
York had to call him in his ear and say, stop the game. Stop it.
Speaking of that, I didn't have a problem with him. I think I was looking at it objectively. I did not think Cam Newton was out of the box on that intentional block.
I disagree. I think, and I'm not biased. I think he was out of the box. He was out of the box.
Sure I watched
It
When I
was
watched
close,
the
Scooter.
replay, the ball
It
started
was
out
close.
on the right hash mark.
Well,
It was close, Scooter.
I thought he was out of the box.
It was
okay?
close. Everybody
but
did.
These mixed crews got to go.
Everybody
I mean,
did.
they're missing calls. It's just atrocious. All right, Alabama, Georgia. Let's look back, gentlemen. 26-23, true freshman, long ball, long pass, broken coverage in overtime to win it for Alabama. How do we rate it historically? The best in the last 10 years? One of the best ever?
What's better, Rick? Let's say that. What's better?
Well, it was not
I
better
don't
than
see-
that Southern Cal, Texas game.
Southern
Oh no,
Cal,
that was a
Texas.
game. You mean with Reggie Bush?
Reggie Bush.
That was a game. Yes,
It's
that was a
more,
game.
more
was
so
number-
Vince Young.
That was a game. Yes.
Yeah.
But
That's number one on
and
my
I'm,
list.
I'm kind of with Scooter.
Texas,
Kind
USC.
of with Scooter on that. Yeah. But you know what gets me even more so, guys? We hadn't even talked about it. Does that kicker get back on the bus and come back with us?
Woo,
Scooter,
man.
he's not getting on the bus.
Man.
Scooter, he's not getting on the bus, Scooter.
LSU brought theirs home.
Big program. You know me and kickers. Big programs
Rick.
in college. Bobby
Oh, my
Bowden. It
goodness.
took him
There's
10
one
years to
thing
learn.
Good came out of this. LSU has pulled even without a lot.
Yeah.
And field goal kicking.
And this kicker LSU is coming in
Oh,
1 year,
my
right?
goodness.
1 year.
So,
Oh,
Man, Rick.
Look, I put
Oh,
Texas
man.
USC #1 all time, and then last year,
Yeah, Texas
Alabama
USC, yeah.
Clemson.
Yeah.
And
this
this one was great.
That was a
this
good
one
one,
was
too.
a subplots and
Surprising thing, everybody talking about, well, SEC versus SEC. Nobody going to watch that.
Yeah.
It was the highest in 3 years.
was it really?
Yeah, the
But let me
Good.
tell you something. What about those naysayers said that Bama should not have been in it?
No.
Shame on you.
Well, they knew
Shame
they were
on
setting
you.
themselves up
Silliness,
for that.
silliness.
Shame on
Even
you.
those that said Bama shouldn't be in it didn't say Bama couldn't win it.
Yeah. All right, as we close,
Oh, my
big
goodness,
week in
man.
basketball for both McNeese Cowboys
Yes.
and Cowgirls, and LSU making a little bit of
That was a good game
statements.
against Kentucky, man.
You were at that
I was
game.
at that. That was a
They
good
beat
game. That was a good
Texas
game.
A&M.
Better one.
Yeah,
They
that was
beat
a good
Texas
game.
A&M, which was ranked
Yeah.
11th in the country. So
That
we're
was
going
a
to
good
get on
game,
some
man.
basketball pretty
Yeah.
doggone soon. Here it is, gentlemen. LSU by 7 over Minnesota. LSU. New
LSU.
Orleans
You don't wanna
Saints
say that.
at Minnesota. Saints win by 7.
Woo!
That's
That's
the
a big
way I
call,
see it.
Rick.
Let's
That's a
hope
big
my
call.
string of bad
Minnesota's a
calls
good team,
ends.
man. They're
All
a good
right,
team.
Great to have you along for this
Great
week. Hope
show
you
today,
enjoyed
man.
It. Great show, Mr. Guidry,
Yes,
Mr.
indeed.
Hobbs. We'll do it all again next time, everybody. Have a great sports week.
Soundoff 60 airs on Sudden Link Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Soundoff 60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.